Hello active traders, I'm Ken Calhoun from Trade Mastery, and in this brief video we're going to go over step by step exactly what to look for in our live workstation so that you can see how to benefit from each of the elements that I've got set up for us. And this is really exciting. It's carefully developed after 22 years of experience, tens of millions of dollars of real money trades I've done. Let's get started. The first and most important thing we use as active day traders is the 2-day 1-minute candlestick chart. The reason we want 2 days is evident. This shows, for example, this is yesterday, and this is today. I'm recording this pre-market, and this is yesterday's price action in this stock PGY, and this is the current day. The reason we want to use a 2-day chart, there's several key benefits. The first one is you need to see the previous day's trend, and most importantly, the trading range. You also want to see key support and resistance levels, like the open, high, low, and close, OHLC. Mainly the range, the trend, and the last thing that's really important is to be able to see the pre-market gaps. And what's the directional volatility? What kind of gap do we have? Do we have a gap that's up and continuing up? Do we have a gap down that's bouncing? What's the gap look like? So for that reason, I have the chart set up to show data starting at 6 a.m. Eastern time, several hours before the bell. So this is, as I record this, it is 8:45 Eastern time here on July 27th, 2022. So the 2-day 1-minute candlestick chart, really important. And it's also critically important to make sure that you configure your chart so you can see pre-market gap data. So that's the 2-day 1-minute candlestick chart. The other thing we have is time-honored day trading thumbnail charts so we can keep track visually, so we can see which charts are starting to run ahead of the others, and which ones are starting to bounce off support, which ones are breaking out to new highs. So for that reason, we have the 1-minute thumbnail charts in action. So that's the thumbnail charts. Just three more things. One is our daily watch list, and this is our current charts of the day that we're looking at for new moves. And for example, one of our smart traders just mentioned Tiva. It's a nice gap up continuation. This is our daily watch list, and over here, and this is really valuable, this is the specific alerts in terms of price points to paper trade in a demo account only, but prices to go long. So we go long in TEVA if it gets over 920 in market. So I hand you these alerts on a silver platter ahead of time before the 9:30 opening bell, unlike any other room in the world. That's what separates the men from the boys in the trading industry, is professionals give specific entries and real-time exits and re-entries, which I do, like a Wall Street Squawk Box professional. My competitors just say, oh, it's going up, maybe you want to trade it up there. That's not very useful. What's useful is when and where to trade, when to get in, when to take a stop on the ones that don't work out, when to take a profit on the ones that do work out and are starting to pull back, and how to re-enter trades for second or third entries. So that's given to you, and our ETF list is here. The other thing we have is a time and sales window, a large tape, and that shows the transactions live in real time as they're scrolling through here, the price and the size. And the last thing we have down here in the lower right, and this is another technique that I invented, is a 4-minute SPY, spiders, the S&P ETF chart. And what that does for us is gives us a directional clue as to how strong buying or selling is. If I see 4 green candles, that's 4 minutes worth of buying. That tells us the stock market's in a relatively good uptrend, and we want to go long in long breakout charts. If, on the other hand, you see 4 red candles, that tells us to tighten up trailing stops on long positions and maybe flip short or go into the inverse ETFs. So that's a quick walkthrough of the purpose and the function of each of the roles. I've carefully, meticulously fine-tuned this over the last 2 decades, and it's what I use to trade tens of millions of dollars worth of stocks and ETFs each year. So with that in mind, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.